And I'm curious with your private sessions, and especially in Japan, which is correct me if I'm wrong, but quite sexually repressed society. But then with the flip side of that being a lot of suppressed sexuality in unhealthy ways. Is that taboo? Are you able to speak about that with people? Is that something that's made possible by the one-to-one setting?
Japanese people have very strange relationship with sexuality. If you have been to Japan, you notice there's a lot of highlighted, hyper sensualized, or sex industry is such a big market in Japan. It has always been. In contrast, in everyday life, we don't probably talk about sexuality as much. Self-pleasure or magic behind the birth or being pregnant or any kind, it's still lacking. It's not taboo, but people don't feel comfortable. Maybe I'm making somebody uncomfortable by speaking about it, but people need a safe platform that we can, discuss or talk about that kind of thing. It's not over-sexualized. It's just an energy force. It's a life force. Make no big deal about it. Take a look at what's going on inside of us.
Yeah, I'm thinking of these words from Yoga of Heart saying sex is where we are stuck. It's where energy is stuck. It's, of course, relevant to yoga, if it's a big, dense knot in the base of our body. And have you found that is just a worldwide phenomenon with different versions?
Yeah, I think you can say the same thing, anybody in any culture. But sometimes sex, in any case, it has lost its dignity. It's been misused. It's been misportrayed, that people think it's some entertainment or something dirty or something that you can just use as a escapism. But no, there's more to it. There's something beautiful. It's a potential of creation. You see universe through sexual energy, and we should have more different approach, I'd say.
You've mentioned before that this word tantra, which is still so misunderstood in the world, is relatively blessedly unknown in Japan, and that therefore you're really able to speak from first principles and not be working too hard with misapprehensions there.
Yes, so it's an untouched field in Japan.
How cool.
But, it's fun to play with that field. But it's sad that only books that's accessible for Japanese people are the Neo-Tantra books, which is not something that I completely agree with. It has a tantric essence, but it's not.
We would characterize it as a manipulation of the energy rather than a devotion to it, and often quite influenced by people's inability to feel intimacy, and so therefore looking in the realm of sexuality for stimulation rather than allowing that numbness to be undone.
Yeah, well, I guess Tantra uses 1,000 different ways of feeling divinity, and 1 out of 100,000 is sex, so we don't give any power to it. It's nothing special. It's just 1 of thousands.
Yeah. And what I see around in the world is that the warp that's happened there is that it's no longer being used as a window into honoring what is already the case, but it's been co-opted as part of that ladder, that hungry search that from an advertising world, that same mindset being taken over and then trying to attain certain experiences, trying to attain a high, trying to attain something unusual, and using other people to try and get experiences on.
We just sit and observe what's inside already, and we have a breakthrough. Oh, it's already here. We are already it. And that's just a very subtle realization, but it can be really big or it was big for me. What we really should avoid is that swapping the place of, toxic hierarchy or corporate life or whatever, the pain that you're in, with yoga practice, and have the same toxic relationship with the yoga, thinking, you have to attain something out of air.
And I guess that's where the breath and the relationship is the magic, because I can't go beyond my breath, even if my mind has some ambitious hangover from attainment culture.